So I'm here on the job where we had the shower head leak that caused all of this water damage, and we got it out and we got new lumber in. We had to replace a couple studs in the wall. We've changed our plumbing from copper to PEX to get our valve moved around. We made the connection down under the floor. Here, let's go into the other side because most of the damage was over here. So you can see this subfloor was completely rotted out. I was able just to push down in there with my screwdriver. So we had to replace all of this subfloor, and the bottom plate was rotted going all the way around. So we were able to cut out what we needed. We were able to get our subfloor slid in, screwed that down, and then the bottom plate went in. So we were able to get out all of that water damage. Worked really good, and now we're ready to start moving on to the next steps. But yeah, first thing we needed to do is get rid of all of that dry rot. You can also see this floor was all tile. It was porcelain tile on HardieBacker that was thin setted and screwed down. So it took us 3 days to get all of this tile and HardieBacker up, and then we used a 7-inch grinder attachment, and we actually cup wheeled the whole floor. So now we have nice smooth plywood to go back in with our Ditra-Heat. Here's our leads for our heated floor. We got 2 circuits coming in. These are two 240 volt circuits for the size. We have almost 400 square feet to heat, so we need a lot of juice coming in here. So these are home runs going back to the panel. 240 20 amp circuits, and we're going to use a power module to connect the system so that one thermostat can push that much load. So we got that there. Come back into the bathroom. You remember we got this just amazing view that we wanted to take advantage of. We still haven't figured out if we're going to be obscuring this window or not. Probably, but it's just such a nice view. I don't know if they're going to want to do that. But we framed out this little wing wall and bench. As you remember, this was a tub deck before, which was just a waste of space. They just never used it. So we framed out a wing wall, bench. We're going to have a solid glass panel, a shower screen right here, 1/2 inch clear shower screen. And you're going to walk in right here. And originally we were going to do a curbless entry shower, but when we found out, when we got into this, we have engineered joists. So you can see there would be no way to get the drop that we need. We would have almost needed 2 inches of drop. There's just no way to do that with engineered joists without completely doing framing engineering, probably put a load bearing support down there, head off these joists and drop them. And that's just way too much. Customers okay with us just doing a small curb. So we're going to basically start from no slope right here, and then it's going to slope down to the drain. So we're going to end up with like a 2 or 3 inch curb. Now we're going to have a niche in the wall. The way these drains go in, you know, there's a lot of order of operations, and that's one of the questions I get from you guys a lot is what comes first? And it takes a lot of thinking through, and so I came up here today, and that's one of the things I could do. Obviously I'm not working today, I'm in my dress clothes. I have a couple appointments in the showroom, pretty important contracts we're signing for new work coming up. But I wanted to come up here and just kind of get a game plan of how we're gonna, you know, order of operations basically. This is our setup for our linear drain, and what we did is we usually, when we don't have access underneath, because it's hard to get to these screws, right, because they're under the floor, we usually just put a little stub of 2-inch ABS, or if this was PVC, and then we have the trap already down in here ready to go. I don't know if you can film that, Zach. I don't know if you can get under there, but so here's our trap.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
And then this, what we'll do is we'll just put our ABS glue, right in here, and then we'll drop it in and drop it into the trap right here. And we like to leave these little, you know, whenever we do these, you can see we blocked out so that we can have basically a little trap door to go in, so we can make sure our connection's good, make sure everything's glued up tight. Use your hand in there to make sure. So that's a nice little trick. Yeah, so it's sticking down in the trap now. That's a nice little trick, is leave a little trap door so you're not guessing, and you know, because even though this P-trap and pipe is strapped, there's a little bit of play in there, and sometimes it's hard to get it lined up. Hey Steve, will you hold up? Steve, hold up just 1 second. That's all right. And so the way this works is this little carrier gets thin setted down. Our drain goes in. I'll put it in here just for practice. See, you basically need the two hands to get that trap in there good. Our little foam carrier. These little guys are kind of fragile, so you got to be careful with these foam carriers. But this is going to get thin setted down. That'll be in there. Drain will be in. And then we're going to do our mortar bed floated right up to this. Our curb is going to be right here going across. So the order of operations, basically, what we need to do is we need to get, first of all, our wallboard up. And what we're using for our wallboard are these RSS panels. You can see these 1/2-inch RSS panels, which are real similar to Weedy. So we're going to be using this on the walls. You need to use washers and screws. You know, here's the washer and screw setup. We'll get the wall panels up. So the wall panels go up. Then, once the wall panel's up, we've got to get our curb in. Then we're going to float the floor. We're going to put our mortar bed on the floor. And since this shower floor is heated, we need to do it that way. We need to get the mortar bed in. Then the next thing, after we get the floor floated, we're going to put our Ditra-Heat membrane all through everything, all through the whole floor. Ditra-Heat membrane has to go in here if we're heating it right. Then we'll let that set up. The next day we'll come in, we'll put in all of the heated cable. And then once the cable is in, then we're going to set the floor. We're going to set the main floor, the bathroom floor, and the, oh no, let me back up. Okay, so the cable goes in, then we need to waterproof the shower. Then we go over it with the sheet membrane, make sure our shower's waterproof. After the shower's waterproof, then we set the tile floor on the floor, we set the tile floor in the shower. After that's done, then we can tile our walls. So you can see I even screwed up the order of operation as I'm trying to explain it. There's a lot to it. I just wanted to give you guys a little update because, again, a lot of my videos I show, you know, just the tear out, and then I'll show the final project, and you guys are like, hey man, I wanted to kind of see how you did it. So that's why I made this video, so you can see a little progress, and we'll be shooting more video along the way as we do the steps it takes to get this bathroom done. I'll see you on the next video so you can see the next steps. All right, have a great day, guys.